So, you're a commerce student, right? And I bet you've heard the same old story. BCom, BBA, maybe CA if you're ambitious. But what if that playbook is totally out of date? The future is happening right now, and it's bringing a wave of high-demand, high-salary jobs that most people aren't even talking about yet. In this explainer, we're going to tear up that old script and hand you the new playbook. Okay, let's get into it.
First, we're going to tackle why that traditional path feels so crowded. Then, we'll completely shift our mindset towards the future, exploring these incredible new careers where technology and finance collide. We'll also look at the jobs that literally power our global economy and some specialized fields with huge rewards. And most importantly, we'll map out your next strategic move.
All right, picture this. You've just finished 12th grade, commerce stream. And suddenly, there's this feeling, right? Kind of like anxiety mixed with a whole lot of confusion. Everyone, your parents, your teachers, your friends, is talking about the same few options, and you feel this pressure to just pick one.
Does this sound familiar? It's like the entire universe of what you could be has been squeezed down into these three choices. And it leaves you with this nagging question in the back of your mind. Wait, is this really all there is for me? Let me tell you, the answer is a huge, resounding no. But it's so easy to feel lost when it seems like everyone is just running in the same direction. This quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It perfectly captures that feeling of being a pinball, just getting bounced from one bumper to another without any real control or a clear idea of where you're even supposed to be going. You're just following the crowd because, honestly, you don't even know what other paths exist.
So, how do you break away from that crowd? How do you get off that beaten path? Well, it's not about throwing away your commerce education. Not at all. It's about supercharging it. This is where you find your secret weapon, your competitive edge, by shifting your focus from what's popular today to what's going to be absolutely essential tomorrow. Here is the absolute key, the single most important idea we're going to talk about. Think of your commerce knowledge as the solid foundation of a building. It's strong, it's essential. But the thing that makes it a skyscraper, the thing that makes you stand out, is layering these modern tech skills right on top. When you can speak the language of finance and the language of technology, you become unstoppable. And that brings us to our first set of game-changing careers. This is where money meets code, where Wall Street meets Silicon Valley. The entire world of finance is being turned upside down by technology, and that's creating a massive demand for people who get both sides of the coin. First up, the fintech specialist. The word itself is pretty simple. You just smash together financial and technology. It's all about using tech. We're talking mobile apps, artificial intelligence, you name it, to make everything about money faster, smarter, and way more accessible for all of us.
You know, you're already living in a fintech world, probably without even thinking about it. Every single time you use an app like PhonePay or Google Pay to send money, or use a platform like Zeroda to invest your savings, you are using a fintech product. These are the companies that are building the future of how we use money.
I mean, just look at this comparison. The old way, you had to physically go to a bank, fill out tons of paperwork, wait in these long lines, and they were only open certain hours. The new fintech way, you pull out your phone. It's instant. It's 24/7. This isn't just a small improvement, it's a total revolution, and it's creating a tidal wave of new jobs.
So you're probably asking, okay, that sounds amazing. How do I get in on this? Well, you start with your BCom or BBA, that's your foundation. But the key, the real differentiator, is adding those specialized certifications on top. Learning about game-changing technologies like blockchain or how AI is used in finance gives you the exact high-demand skills these companies are hungry for.
Now, as our money goes digital, things get way more complex. And with all that complexity comes a lot of risk. That's where the Financial Risk Manager, or FRM, steps in. Think of them as the financial superheroes of the digital world. They are globally recognized experts whose whole job is to spot, analyze, and neutralize financial threats.
Now, getting this certification is no joke. The exams are seriously tough. Look at that. The general pass rate is only 42%. But, and this is a huge but, look what happens when you get specialized training. That number can skyrocket all the way to 80%. This proves that an FRM certification isn't just a piece of paper. It's a golden ticket to a high-paying global career.
Next up is data analytics. Every time you buy something, click a link, or the market moves, it creates data. A data analyst is like a detective who finds the hidden story in all that noise, turning it into smarter, data-driven decisions. And what's so cool here is the clear ladder you can climb. You can start as a business or a financial analyst and, with skill and experience, Move up to become a data scientist or even a chief data officer, the person in charge of a company's entire data strategy.
All right, let's pull the lens back a bit. We've talked about digital money, which is fascinating. But now let's talk about the actual stuff, the physical goods that move around our planet every single day, the careers that form the backbone of our global economy.
Ever click Buy Now on Amazon and wonder how that package magically appears at your doorstep a day later? Well, it's not magic. That's supply chain management. With the absolute explosion of e-commerce and global trade, the demand for experts who can orchestrate this complex dance of logistics has gone through the roof. And here's the secret. It's a field many commerce students completely overlook, which means way less competition for you.
At its heart, the supply chain is a four-step journey. It starts with sourcing the raw materials, then actually manufacturing the product, then transporting it across the world, and finally distributing it to get it into the customer's hands. A supply chain manager is like the director of this entire blockbuster production, making them absolutely essential for any business selling a physical product. Okay, this next set of careers, these are for those of you who really love a challenge. They are tough to get into, no doubt about it. But because the supply of people who can do these jobs is so low and the demand is so high, the payoff is, well, it's massive.
First on the list, the actuary. If you love math, you really love math and statistics, this could be for you. Think of an actuary as a kind of financial fortune teller. They use super complex models to predict future financial risks for huge insurance companies and pension funds.
So why is this field so incredibly lucrative? It all comes down to this one number, 13. That's how many ridiculously tough exams you need to pass to become a fully certified actuary in India. Very, very few people make it all the way through. And you know what that means, right? It's basic economics. Low supply of experts, huge demand from companies. You can do the math on what that does to the salary.
Another high-value path is investment and wealth management. As people accumulate wealth, they need smart experts to help them manage it and make it grow. A wealth manager is like a personal CFO for individuals and businesses crafting intelligent investment strategies. The path here is often a BCom or BBA, followed up by a specialized MBA in finance.
We have covered a ton of ground, from fintech to actuarial science. But here's the thing, information is only powerful if you actually use it. So let's pivot to the most important part of this whole conversation, how you can take these ideas and start designing your own future starting today.
So let's boil this all down into your new game plan. First, your degree. Think of it as your launch pad, not your final destination. Second, you have to add those specialized certifications to really stand out. Third, merge your commerce brain with tech skills. That's your superpower. Fourth, research what's happening globally, not just the advice you hear locally. And finally, you have to be proactive. You have to intentionally build a career profile that is uniquely yours.
Look, the old playbook of just a few limited choices is officially history. It's been torn up, there's a brand new one right here on the table, and it's filled with dynamic, challenging, and incredibly rewarding careers. So the only question left to ask is, with all these new possibilities right in front of you, who will you choose to become?